Well, hello there. Or should I say,
Hello.
hello, whales. This is called Jaja Binks.
Hello there. How's it going, guys?
Oh,
It's been
how's
a while
everyone
now,
doing? Yeah.
and
Wish-
this time it's just the two of us. And yeah, honestly, I'm a bit nervous because the last time we did this, it was in January, and
Yeah,
I'm not
dude, that
really
was like
used
a
to.
couple months
Huh?
ago, actually.
Like 5 months ago, literally.
Indeed.
So
And you
yeah,
know
we're
what?
just gonna. Yep. What?
Should Watto say, Gutidanola! Achumatanala!
Pinocchio, Cabadianco. Yeah,
Oh,
that's how it
yes,
goes.
Nubian! We have lots of that.
Yeah. We used to always, when we used to go to primary school, we'd always fool around with Watto's voice. So good.
Oh,
The good
Watto's
old
such a cool
days.
character, dude.
Yeah. So, what did you guys think about the Kenobi series?
Yeah,
Any thoughts in the comments? We might highlight
let's
them.
hear it from you guys first, and then we'll go.
Yeah, before we say anything, we might as well just ask you because we're kind of mixed. I mean, quite a bit mixed on a lot of it. So, let's see. What do you guys think?
The thing is, like in general, I can't really form an opinion yet. But like there's a couple things I like, there's a couple things I don't. So we'll go from there first. Let's see what you guys can. I can't tell yet. Yeah, that's exactly me too. Can't really tell yet.
Yeah, but the thing is, we can say for the first two episodes, just looking at them from this point of view without seeing the rest of it, what would be the opinion on that specifically?
Well, the thing is, like, I like the intro that they did to the series just to kind of bring you in, you know, and I like that we got a new Order 66 scene, which is pretty cool. And by the way, for those of you who didn't watch it, I suggest you just leave the stream so we don't spoil anything for you.
Oh yeah, we should have actually put spoilers in the title, but I think it's kind of expected
Shit, I
that
think we
they're
did
gonna.
actually. Did we?
No, no, we
Actually,
didn't.
let me go ahead and put spoilers in first. Hold on.
Yeah,
You just go ahead
no
and change that
problem.
first.
The thing is, to me, I'm always happy to see a new Order 66 scene, but I've noticed that the ones that don't really hit hard at all were this one and the one in the Book of Boba Fett with Grogu in it, because it's just a scene with not really any weight, in all honesty, in comparison to, let's say, the Bad Batch, Jedi Fallen Order, and the Clone Wars. These live action Order 66 scenes are really, in my opinion, nothing special. I mean, it's always nice to see it, but it doesn't really hit hard. And that is literally, when you look at it, my main dislike of uh, modern Star Wars is that there is too much of it and it doesn't really hit hard at all anymore. Star Wars used to be an event, but now I just, I don't feel anything when I watch it anymore because take a look at this, for example. Uh, in the past 40 years, before Disney took over Star Wars, you had about 10, let's say 15 hours of Star Wars content to watch in total when you put all the movies together and everything, not counting the games. But now you get about 40 hours of Star Wars every year in total from all the series and everything. And that it's so much and it doesn't really hit that hard as it used to. And I just have a hard time getting excited for it because it doesn't feel special anymore. Is it just me? What do you think, Todd? What do you guys think in the chat?
Well, the thing is, what have I done? I'm just, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, and now that somebody mentioned the Order 66 scene, I want to say that I mean it was good, but at the same time, the moves with the lightsaber that they do is just kind of well, it's a good thing it doesn't look like Ray, which is really good. But then at the same time, it doesn't look like George Lucas Star Wars. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it kind of really doesn't feel like it. And the Order 66 scene on its own was kind of
Did you feel
over the
like there
place
was
when it comes to the choreography, in my opinion, at
I
least.
was about to say that, like, did you
She was
feel
like
like there was
she was
there
like
was too
doing this.
much
Yeah,
swinging, right?
yeah, she was going left, right, like these big swings, like Ray used to do. Not really a fan of it. I mean,
It's
this is
it's
just
not much.
nitpicking,
It's
but
not Lay right. It's not Ray like, but at the same time, it's not prequel like as well. It's kind of like in between.
Sort of, yeah.
like they're trying to do it, but at the same time, I don't think they have the same choreographer that used to do the fights for the prequels. I don't know what his name is, but he did a really good
Sindralig.
job. Indeed.
It's Sindral. No, it's
I know.
what's his name? I can't. I know that they made Sindralig from his name, and he played Sindralig, the choreographer for the prequels, but I can't remember. Nick
Yeah,
Gillard. Yes, it's yeah. Is it? Yeah, I
indeed.
think. Yeah.
And somebody in the comments said about the clone trooper beggar. That was actually a pretty cool detail. I love that. And
Yeah,
I just
that's
wish
probably the best.
I just wish the clone trooper recognized Obi-Wan, or Obi-Wan recognized the clone trooper. That would be really cool.
Honestly, the 501st Trooper looks stoned on death sticks. In all honesty.
Which he probably is. Because let's be honest, like the whole planet is like into drugs and stuff like that. When it
Yeah.
comes to spices. After
Yeah.
all, Obi-Wan was offered spices in that episode.
Overall, how would you rate the episodes on their own?
The first one was really good, and I think it's a good intro to the series. But at the same time, like, what do you think about the second one? I don't know. I'm kind of split in there. I can't
Um,
really decide yet.
the thing is,
I gotta watch more.
I don't know how many of you have seen the leaks on how the series ends, but for all of you watching, I have, and I'm going to talk about it in a moment. So big spoilers, potential spoilers, or whatever. Leave if you don't want to get spoiled on how the series ends, if it is true. But from what I can tell, I don't. Have you seen it, Todd? I haven't even asked you that.
I have
Honestly,
indeed. It's the
have
one
you?
video I've seen it when with the duel and everything.
The thing is, the leak is that Riva in the end spares Luke, lies to Vader that she killed Kenobi, and Vader kills her for it because he knows that she's lying. And to me, that sounds absolutely horrible because it takes Obi-Wan's position in the series. It's like a bait and switch. They bait you
Mhm.
with Obi-Wan, and Riva
Indeed.
gets the highlight of the series. Same with what they did to Boba Fett.
Yeah, that's
We
pretty
thought it
much
was going to
true.
be a Boba Fett series, and then you don't see him in 2 episodes, which is, you know,
Yeah, it looks like it's the same deal going on here. So, what do you think about the Batman Beyond comment that we got over here?
wait,
We
which
got to
one?
talk since we got to talk about the Grand Inquisitor scene. Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Uh,
What do you think with that? Like, I think they straight out retcon the Rebel series over there with that.
I think that they completely ignored it. Oh, we have a lot to talk about actually. Um,
We
they
come to
the
this
thing is,
place.
they really don't care about the lore, from what I can tell.
Yeah,
The people making this, in all honesty, I'm not trying to bash the series, but
it's kind of funny
they
because
seem to
Rebels is their
be
thing.
not only rebels, they seem to not know their own canon lore, which I'm not a fan of, but I know it better than they do, apparently. Because, for example, why would Bail Organa call Obi-Wan to help him save Leia when we know in the Ahsoka novel that he was more close to Fulcrum, aka Ahsoka, in the meantime? So why would he call Obi-Wan and risk him leaving Luke for Leia instead of just calling Ahsoka? For example, judging from the Ahsoka novel, which has been retconned 2 times already. This is the second time actually,
I kind of have a
and not
feeling
to
they're gonna
mention
do it
the Grand
more.
Inquisitor getting, you know,
Hmm. I mean,
killed. But wait, they're probably going to do a he survived somehow.
yeah, they're good with somehow, right?
Yeah,
Because
they're
they did it
awesome
to
when it comes to
Palpatine, right?
somehow. Nah, the thing is, I have a hard time taking the series seriously. It's fun to watch when you watch it for the first time. You don't know what's going to happen and everything. I admit that it's fun to see it, but I'm not really. I can't take it seriously because I don't trust them to tell a good story. Is it just me, or is it anyone else? I don't know. Um, Reva. Let's talk Reva, for example.
What do you think about her?
I don't like her.
Is she annoying to you?
The hmm?
Is she annoying to you?
Yep,
I know.
she's extremely annoying, arrogant, and generally speaking, I don't know. People generally don't like arrogant characters,
I know.
and I've noticed that Disney told the actress like a week ago or something like that she was going to get a lot of hate from the fans, from the racist fans, whatever that means. So usually when Disney says something like that in advance, it means they're already planning on a failure. At least that's the way it seems. Like, why would they announce something like that unless they're actually expecting people to dislike the character? And let's be honest, I don't believe the rumors when the Rose Tico actress was harassed or whatever by the fans. I don't really trust that because I wasn't able to see a single screenshot of a hate comment for her. So I don't really buy it that much. And I doubt that the actress playing Reva is getting hate already. I don't think so. Why would they? And not to mention calling the fans racist for no apparent reason, which is something they seem to do every time for some reason.
Indeed.
Is it meant to deflect criticism?
This
I
is
don't get it.
also an interesting comment. Since when do inquisitors have names? That is very true because when they get into like the inquisitor order, they denounce their former self in order to become inquisitors, just like, let's say monks or whatever. So that is
Yeah.
a very interesting comment. And yeah, I totally agree with that.
You know what else I noticed? How much of a better character was the Inquisitor from Jedi Fallen Order? What was her name? Which numbered sister was she?
I'm not really sure.
Uh,
Was it 5?
Fifth sister. Second.
Shit.
No, is it? No,
Shit,
it's not.
I gotta check that. Hold on.
Oh, it's the second sister. Yes, she seems like just comparing the two characters. She seems 10 times more likable to me than Reva does, simply because they made her disobedient for one, arrogant, and that's enough for you to not like the way the character behaves.
Mhm. You know, well, actually, no, that's not possible. I was about to say like they could have just introduced her into the show, but you know,
Yeah, she's actually dead in that timeline. If it's
indeed,
9 BBY,
I,
she,
I
as far
just
as I
remember
know,
that. Yeah, I think
as far as I
Cal
know,
Kestis
it's
killed
based
her.
in 10 BBY. No, it's not 10. It's 5 years. Is it 14 BBY?
I'm not really
Jedi
sure,
Fallen
man,
Order. Not sure
but
completely. Yeah,
I think killed her before the series.
Vader killed her.
Mm-hmm.
You forgot, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, Vader actually killed her, but yeah, she's a much more likable Inquisitor, honestly. And if Reva here is gonna steal the show, I'm not liking that. It's another bait and switch. But generally speaking, they just don't care about their already existing canon, as far as I can tell. What do you guys think? Is the Inquisitor dead? Did they just completely forget about Rebels? Because it's not a surprise; they don't care. In all honesty, we all
well,
know Disney doesn't give a shit.
it's really sad if he's dead already because they're missing out on the Rebels thing.
Yeah,
I mean, like if you look at it this way, it would be kind of dumb for them to just kind of bring in a new Inquisitor and call him Grand Inquisitor, and you know,
yeah, and he's also a Pawan, just like this guy.
indeed, that's what I'm about to say. Like,
Uh,
it would be
uh,
too convenient if he was the same race as the guy who died. So,
Also, I have one thing I also kind of dislike, but this goes across all live action Star Wars series. For some reason, the aliens they look like they are humans in costumes for the most part. Specifically, the ones where I've noticed that was when I saw the Kenobi trailer. We all know the controversy regarding the Grand Inquisitor. His head is too fat. He doesn't look like a Padawan from from Episode 3. neither the variant of him
That's
in
a thick
Rebels.
ass boy.
Yeah, and they look like humans in costumes, which is something I'm not really a fan of.
The thing is, it
And
looks more like cosplay than actual Star Wars.
yeah, and they didn't try to make the Grand Inquisitor look accurate. And
The thing is,
yep,
I'm sorry, I cut you off there, but
yep,
the Grand Inquisitor, well, his race was seen in Episode 3, so people can't really complain about that, and you know, uh,
yeah.
y-
They usually use the argument that it's in Rebels and that it's animated, but the thing is, Revenge of the Sith shows you Apollo very
indeed,
clearly.
indeed, and not only one, it shows you a couple. So
Yeah, and also regarding that, I've got to admit, when I first saw him walking in shots where the camera is far away from his face, it looks quite fine, to be honest. I have nothing to complain about there. But when the camera is closer to his face, it's very round, doesn't look like a Pow one that much.
it looks
Uh,
like a regular human face with like stuff on his ears, and that's
yeah,
about it.
he did look much worse in the trailers. At least I thought so, but still doesn't get the Pow one look, in my opinion. They kind of fixed the eyes, I guess, here in the episodes. They were a
The
bit more yellow.
the thing is, the head needs to be elongated a bit more
Yeah, definitely.
to the top.
And one thing that I just don't understand, have you guys seen the new fan film X-Wing, where the Lusankia Superstar Destroyer comes out of Coruscant? It came out
That
2
was
days
so
ago.
good. That was so good, man.
The thing is, it was all done in one single shot, following the X-wings and everything. It's literally the Battle of Coruscant from Episode 3, except it's the Galactic Civil War. Why I'm mentioning that is the fans never really do a
Disappoint,
bad
do
job
they?
when they make fan films, because
Indeed.
as soon as it's a passion project, they do a magnificent job with a minimalistic budget in comparison to what Disney does. I
Well,
don't
that's why it's called
understand
a
that.
passion project, buddy.
Yeah, they do such an amazing job that I don't get it. I don't get it. And Disney has billions, and it's always feeding you
Yeah,
with a teaspoon. It's always minimalistic of good stuff, retcons, breaking lore. Let's be honest. Are you guys uh, for Vader versus Obi-Wan in this series, or do you think that it kind of breaks the lore? I mean, my opinion is that yeah, that shouldn't happen. Should be a dream sequence, or maybe like the duel that Yoda had with Sidious at the end of the Clone Wars series, which is more of a spiritual battle, but you see the duel itself. I think that could maybe work, but I'm not holding my breath, to be honest.
so let's go ahead and bring up a few comments over here.
Yeah, let's see.
How does Reva know Anakin is Vader? What do you think, Luke?
Oh, I think that's a huge problem, because that's not something anyone should know. And also, when you mentioned that, Obi-Wan should already know that Vader is still alive. I mean,
Because they did it in the comics, right?
no, not because of that. Simply because of the presence that Vader has in the galaxy. He's the right hand of the Emperor, and I mean, I'm not really sure how well known Vader is in canon. Although I've seen some comics where he's with the senators or whatever. But in the EU, for example, Obi-Wan saw him in a broadcast while he was on Tatooine. He saw a broadcast of Vader winning the Battle of Kashyyyk in 18 BBY. That's what I do know. And that's when he found out that Anakin was still alive. And the thing is, the galaxy, Vader is not really a secret to the galaxy in general. The secret is who he actually is. And the Inquisitors, I don't think they should know who he specifically is. So I'll give them a benefit of the doubt to explain how she knows that Vader is Anakin.
Thing is, they're all
But I
fallen
doubt it.
Jedi, so
Yeah,
I
but
guess they
still, I
could know.
doubt that they will give a good explanation for that. I
Oh,
really do.
look who's in the chat. Sci-Fi Unchained.
I don't hate it. I tried not to hate, but I'm not really. You've seen what they did with the Book of Boba Fett,
Oh, the Book of Boba.
and
Been away for 7 months.
yeah. So you've seen what they did with the Book of Boba Fett, and I don't have a. I don't trust Disney. That's the problem. I just don't trust them. The sad part is I should be happy for a series of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I'm very mixed, and I'm not really happy. Oh, hello there.
Oh, hello there.
Thank you very much.
Yo, thanks for the
Our
20 bucks.
patron, by the way.
Indeed.
He's a patron, and thank you very much, mate, for this. It's been a while. Let's see. The aliens looking like humans in costumes, in essence, cheap. Yeah. Isn't just in Star Wars. Yeah, Halo TV show, I've heard a lot of criticism for that.
You know what, dude? This actually brings up the well, I kind of want to shit on the show right now, but you know what this reminds me of?
Hmm?
They did a better job of Darth Talon in the you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did a better job with Darth Talon in the porno. You know why?
I remember
the costume. The costume is actually all in place. Like the Leku, they're as long as they should be.
Yeah, because I remember now, like when they were complaining about the Leku and what's it called, the Mandalorian series about the Ahsoka, and like how it was bothering the actress, and they they wanted to shorten that and get rid of it. I just remember.
Yeah, the thing is, for Ahsoka, Rosario Dawson didn't. She didn't want to have the Togruta Lekus as long as they should be in lore, because it was uncomfortable for her to do or whatever. And I'm like, who gives a shit what you're comfortable for? If it were me, she would lose the role, and we'll get an actress who's not going to complain about the costume because it's part of the lore. And then you have the porno with Darth Talon, which is all in place regarding the costume. It's completely accurate. I mean, we maybe shouldn't even use that as an argument, because every Star Wars fan film,
it's literally accurate, man. And I don't know, man. Well, let's not use Darth Talon. Let's just use the actress that was that played what's it called?
Oh, this is a really good argument, by the way.
Yeah, not even Tarkin knew Vader was Anakin. That is very good.
And when it comes to that, this is also a big plot hole when you look at it. Why would Reva think that kidnapping Leia has anything to do with Obi-Wan Kenobi when Vader doesn't know Leia is his daughter, nor Luke? So the thing is, they seem to have forgotten that those characters are unaware of what we are as viewers aware, and them as makers of these series and everything. They seem to not understand that not all the characters don't know what's going to happen. They don't know what's going on. We do, but they don't. And what does Leia have anything to do with Obi-Wan Kenobi? Why would he show up specifically for her? And when it comes to that, why does Reva have such a hate boner for Obi-Wan? Why?
So what do you think about this comment?
Let's see. I have a theory. So the girl, yeah, I think that's very, very possible that she's the girl at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was even obvious. That was a black girl, I guess.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, probably, but I just don't know why she hates Obi-Wan so much. Why him specifically?
Yeah, that is true. Because like the whole entire Jedi Temple was attacked, and Obi-Wan didn't really do anything.
Yeah. So yeah, there are a lot of plot holes, and we also mentioned the Ahsoka one, because Bail Organa would most likely
call Ahsoka first instead of Obi-Wan. Indeed,
yeah, specifically because of the novel, because he's in touch with Fulcrum and everything. And
but then again, do they know the novel?
They don't.
I don't think they do.
The problem is, I love Clone Wars Season 7. I really do, specifically the Siege of Mandalore. I accept that into the headcanon fully. EU, no problem. But they retconned the Ahsoka novel as well when it comes to the Siege of Mandalore. That was the first time they did it. And now they're completely ignoring the fact that what kind of relationship Bail Organa has with her. And she's the more likely option he would call to save Leia instead of bothering Obi-Wan, who's also on a equally important mission as Bail is. Well, with Leia, same thing with Luke, you know.
Hmm.
So it's kind of unlikely, but they just don't care. I know it's a novel, but I remember when Disney bought Star Wars, they bragged about how they're gonna get the continuity right, you know, something the EU didn't get right at all. And that's a lot of bullshit because the EU's continuity is so deep regarding all the novels, the games, the comics. It's the writers really knew everything from they read what the other writers and creative teams did. You know, they were very well aware of it and put in slight Easter eggs and everything. And when you look at it, people complain that it's a bad continuity. No, it's probably one of the best that I've ever seen in my life in a universe, a fictional universe that was ever created of that scale. So the thing is, uh, to be fair, I love the Lord of the Rings, but it's not even close to the size of the Star Wars universe due to how much content it has over 40 years and how many creators and novels and comics and games. It's much larger. You can simply see it on Wikipedia. It has over 150,000 pages on its own, while Lord of the Rings has, I don't know if it's slightly above 10,000 pages, but that really gives you, you know, the size.
Indeed, it does.
Yeah. So let's see some comments. Sorry.
I know you would like to read comics.
But yeah, what do you guys think about the trailer for Andor?
Yeah, we have Coffee on Corban here. I can join voice.
Yep.
Did you give him an invite?
Yes, I did actually earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I've been I've been wanting to get him on for like 5 months, but we simply never got to doing a stream, and finally the time is here. No, not at all. It has nothing to do with her race. And I
Yeah,
honestly did
it's not much about the race as it is in just like where she came from, I guess.
no, I don't know. I detest the way Lucasfilm was talking to her about the fans of how we're all racist and how we're not going to like her. No, I don't like the character because she's arrogant
No, he's not
and
talking about that. He's talking about like
oh
what the Grand Inquisitor said to Riva.
yeah, sure, he's a racist. Yeah, no, I just it's the thing is it's never about that. You know what it's about in real both in real life and in fiction. You're not a likable character if you're arrogant and impulsive. It's simple as that. And the thing is, we humans generally judge people by the way they act, not the way they look. At least that would be normal, in my opinion. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so I can dislike someone because of the way they act. I don't care what they look like. It's not like they had a choice, to be honest. Depends on what specific thing we're talking about, but it's all about the way they act. And she acts like an arrogant, impulsive asshole that doesn't give a shit about the Grand Inquisitor's orders, even though he's the boss there.
But then again, if you look at it from the actor's perspective, like she didn't want to act like that. Somebody wrote that, so
I heard that she's not really into Star Wars at all.
of
Never was.
course, just like any other character that they hired,
Yeah.
pretty much.
And yeah, I heard some stuff that she is already calling the fans what
You know,
Disney told her that we are.
I kind of find it funny that well, not every, but like almost every single actor that they hired for Star Wars, like they didn't even see it. And then they see it like just before filming, which is really strange.
Yeah. I actually still believe that they don't like their fandom in general. They really seem to like their fake fans who never criticize them for anything. But when we criticize that they're ignoring some lore aspects and everything, we're obviously the biggest evil that exists in the fandom, the toxic whatever, you know, the ism phobe. It's what we are to them. And yeah, they expected people to dislike Riva. That's why they probably told the actress that people are gonna hate her. Even that's not really true. there's no reason to hate the actor or the actress for their portrayal. You can dislike the character. No point in disliking the person who did their job, I guess. So yeah. Oh, look who we have here.
Indeed.
Hello there.
Well, hello there.
Hello there. It's been a while.
Yes, indeed.
Should I say, hello, boys? Mr. Gold, thanks.
I love it.
So I know that you have a lot to say about this, that you're eager to share it.
Yeah, what were we talking about before I joined?
Kenobi in general. What are your thoughts?
Okay.
Yeah, this is just
I
in general.
really like
You
it.
don't have to be too specific.
I gotcha.
Mhm.
Yeah, I really like it. I think some of the acting and action and character design of Reva or Reva or whatever it is not really to my liking, but those are minor things as far as, things that are more of a deal breaker for me. As far as everything with Ewan McGregor, the cinematography, the callbacks to the prequels, that's all perfect. I love it. So I can overlook one iffy character because the rest of it is just really awesome for me so far.
And plus, what I have to say is, like, we've only seen 2 episodes so far, so we don't really know where it leads to.
Yes, exactly.
What are your thoughts on Vader versus Obi-Wan? Is that a deal breaker for you?
No, and this is something I was talking with Master Paul on my stream a couple days ago. And he brought up I guess that's kind of out the window. He said if he doesn't know that the man in the suit is Vader, but I guess now he found out in episode 2 that Vader is still alive. So I guess that theory's out the window. But it's not a deal breaker right off the bat. Now, if they do it poorly, then absolutely. But just them fighting, I don't really think is that big of an issue. So
depends where.
Exactly. And what I'm hoping for is that Obi-Wan at least attempts to bring him back to the light side, which would give credence to the line in Return of the Jedi, Obi-Wan once thought as you do.
When you mentioned that, this it kind of makes a lot of sense why help me Obi-Wan Kenobi are my only hope, why Leia would think that way if he saved her.
Yes, exactly.
But
and I'll just say as well, everything with Leia, I loved so far, and she reminds me a lot of my daughter. So her character connects with me on a whole nother level, and everything between her and Bail Organa is just so wholesome, and I love that.
The thing is, with Bail Organa, everything is wholesome everywhere you see him for some reason. He's just that kind of hopeful character in general.
Yep.
He's got a face for a hopeful character. That's indeed.
Like, have you watched all of Star Wars Rebels?
Yes, I did. It's been a couple years, but yes, I did watch all the way through.
I remember he was in the second episode of the first season, and he had this line that we really liked and we use at the end of our videos. I think it goes like is it like single act of kindness can something like that. I can't remember. Can fill a gap with hope. Something like that.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah.
That was really sweet.
Latuist, in response to your comment, you'll see my reaction when I post it probably later tonight to episode 2. But every time she did an unnecessary forced parkour move, I just look at the camera and I say, okay, then. Okay. It's very unnecessary. And I actually used to compete in parkour tournaments, like actual competitions and stuff. Not really tournaments, but I used to do parkour competitively. And so I know when a move is unnecessary. And it's just, I don't know. I couldn't help but laugh.
Yeah. Honestly, she's like the worst thing about the show so far, in my opinion.
Right.
Oh, what do you think about the Grand Inquisitor being stabbed?
I'll have to wait and see where they're going with it. It's I don't know. I don't really know. I just have to kind of see the outcome.
He's supposed to be alive in Rebels. That's
right.
Indeed.
I don't think he's dead after that stab.
Yeah, but
But
then again, what do you think the outcome is going to be to when he wakes up from all that shit?
She has to
Right.
die.
Yeah, she's
yeah,
definitely
I don't know.
Yeah, she's definitely going to have to die after that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's just I don't know. And I'm not gonna let one character that I don't connect with get me down
Mhm.
about the whole show, because it's a minor thing, as I said as soon as I joined the stream.
Mhm.
I can overlook that, because the real important stuff, the tying into the prequels, the flashbacks of young Anakin from episode 1, the Operation Nightfall that we got at the beginning of the first episode, that stuff is all so amazing. I can overlook the
Mhm.
smaller stuff.
Mhm. Uh, the thing I can also overlook that if that was it. But one thing that is kind of a big deal was Obi-Wan finding out who Vader is just now, and not even that much, but Reva knowing that he is Anakin Skywalker. That is like a big why. Not even Tarkin or Thrawn knows that.
Right, and they suspected, but the people that actually knew who he was very limited, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. It
Pretty
was pretty
much
much
like
the
the
Emperor.
emperor, the emperor's right hand man person, assistant person, the force sensitive, whoever he was.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was a little weird. Like, how does she know that? Almost like it's common knowledge among people of the Empire. That was a little strange to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It's even more stranger to me, specifically because in the expanded universe, the way Obi-Wan finds out about Vader is specifically 1 year after Revenge of the Sith. He sees a broadcast in Mos Eisley or whatever
Mhm.
of the Battle of Kashyyyk, where Vader, along with the 501st, wiped out the Wookiees or whatever, enslaved them.
Right, right. Is that
And
what we
and
get
it's kind of
in the Force Unleashed?
yeah.
Okay,
Although
gotcha.
I'm not sure if it's specifically that battle. I think there were 3 Battle of Kashyyks at this after Revenge of the Sith,
I gotcha.
and this was regarding the novel where Commander Apple dies. I think that's the one which broadcast he saw regarding
Right.
that, and why. It feels better to me that he knows that Vader is alive. He kind of has more reason to fear and be in exile and keep and watch over Luke, knowing that Vader is looking for him. This
Right.
way, it was kind of weird that it was actually very weird for me to find out that he just found out that Anakin is alive, and not to mention found out from a nobody Inquisitor. It was
Yeah.
weird.
But again, just the feelings that is specifically the first episode gave me with Order 66 and the vision in Obi-Wan's sleep of all those combined shots from all 3 of the prequel movies. It just hit me in all the right places, and that really set the tone for me that, you know, I'm just here to enjoy what I can out of the
Yeah,
series.
that was really cool. I gotta admit that.
Yeah.
Episode 1 was much better, definitely. Very interesting start, to say the least. You know what my hope is for this series? To get as many good shots in the episodes, which can be used for editing and telling good stories, useful
Mhm.
shots, if you know what I mean. Because, for example, Order 66, never enough of that, of course.
Right.
So yeah, that's the angle I'm looking at it from. What I can use from the shots, and hopefully as much of the story is as good as possible. I wish. So
Yeah, and it's interesting because these episodes really weren't terrible like some people were fearing. And so I think that's going to set the people that are watching off on a different path other than just purely loving or purely hating it. I think we still have to wait and see for the future episodes instead of it being a done deal.
yeah, yeah,
People made up their minds so far. It's still kind of up in the air.
Mhm.
yeah. So far, it's kind of mixed as far as I can tell. I don't know. It was kind of in the middle from what I can see, but no one's. I haven't seen anyone overjoyed. Like it's perfect. I haven't heard that, and I haven't heard that it's completely horrible. It's kind
Right.
of in the middle as far as I can tell. I'm in the middle, to be honest. The problem is we all want it to succeed. That's like the You want it to be great. You want it to fit in perfectly. You want it to be the best it can be. I don't see why anyone would wish the opposite of that. Doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think fans are generally hateful at all. It's just, expectations are a bit lower. I mean, we saw Book of Boba Fett,
Mm-hmm.
the bait and switch.
Yeah. Like the thing is, if they manage to screw up Boba Fett's character, they can screw up anything.
And I think the way that they're treating Obi-Wan Kenobi so far, just as we've got in these first 2 episodes, they're doing his character justice. I haven't seen him really do anything that was out of line, aside from maybe being a little bit snarky to that fake Jedi guy in episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little bit out of line for his character to just be that quippy with how he was talking to him. But other than that, like he's the broken Jedi we all expected. He's denying who he is, and the entire Force for that matter. I think he's playing the character very well, like a nice bridge between episode 3 Obi-Wan and Alec Guinness Obi-Wan. He's playing right into that middle, even with the way he's talking. And that gives me hope that they're not going to screw up the character in the remaining 4 episodes. Like, I'm pretty sure, at least with Obi-Wan, we can rest assured that he's not going to be done dirty. So that's my hope going into these next couple weeks.
That actually makes sense, because I don't think that they're going to miss his character being his character. And I'm not really worried about that at all. My only worry from the beginning was how that it impacts Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, if you know what I mean. That's like,
Yes.
I'm not worried about them getting the character right, act the way he should and everything, but I'm just kind of, not sure what to think on what they're going to do with the... Is it going to retcon something?
Right.
So that's like my... It's fascinating that the biggest problem is not even the wokeness, in my opinion. There is no. I haven't seen anything woke in it, thank God.
Yeah, neither have I.
And I believe it's going to stay that way, because they can't afford it to be woke, and people, raging over identity politics. Thank God for that. So all I want it is to be true to the lore. And I hope the Grand Inquisitor isn't dead.
Yeah.
He somehow survived.
Yeah, they're pretty good at somehows. That's indeed.
Yeah, somehow the Grand Inquisitor returned.
Somehow
Secrets only the Sith knew.
He needed a new voice actor.
What do you think about the characters' looks? The aliens specifically. We talked about it earlier, but we didn't hear it from you.
As far as like background aliens?
No, I mean the Inquisitors specifically.
So the Grand Inquisitor doesn't look nearly as bad as I was expecting based on what we saw in the trailers.
Yeah.
And that might have just been the angles that they showed in the trailers, but his eyes are yellow, which was a big concern for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And the top of his head and his forehead are more pronounced than they looked in the trailer. Still not like the Powans we see in episode 3.
Yeah, definitely.
But I said in my reaction, like after the first couple minutes, I was like, you know what, I it doesn't bother me at all. I can be okay with this.
Yeah.
And it's the similar situation to Ahsoka's Leku being a little bit shorter. It's just that's the character design choice they made. And you can get hung up about it, or you can actually be there to see what that character's doing. So it's not a big deal for me. As far as that other lady Inquisitor, she almost looked like Juhani from KOTOR a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same species or whatever, that cat species.
The Cathar, I think, is the species name. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't really know too much about the Inquisitors in general to know all that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, really just Reva is the only character I have a problem with, really.
Mm-hmm. Have you played Jedi Fallen Order?
I have not, no.
Okay, then I won't spoil it for you, but there's a female Inquisitor there. We already made a comparison with this one.
I gotcha.
10 times better. a
It
very
fallen over.
well made Inquisitor, to be honest. Story's
I
really
got
good.
you.
Yeah.
And you know what's ironic? Have you seen the Jedi Survivor trailer today that came out?
I did watch it just before I joined the stream.
Yeah. They have a Padawan there as well, and he looks just like he does in Revenge of the Sith.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a middle finger to the Grand Inquisitor for some reason.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like they can pull it off in episode 3 and they can pull it off in a game, but they can't pull it off in live action series. Like what the
Right.
hell?
I don't know why they do that. Do you think it's not caring, or I don't know why? Why is that a problem? It wasn't a problem for George Lucas.
I don't know. It might be the people that are more focused on delivering a visually appealing TV show rather than sticking to the established characters. I don't know. Maybe some costume director was like, oh, it'll look better on camera if we have the head shape like this, and then they just went with it. I'm sure there's got to be a reason. With in the case of Ahsoka, they said it was because like the acrobatics and moving around wasn't going to be as easy if the Leku were longer. But I don't know. As long as the Grand Inquisitor is a good character in this series, I don't really care as much about how he looks. And I liked what we got of his character so far. He's intimidating, but subtle at the same time.
Much better than what he seemed like in the trailer, to be honest.
Yes.
I've noticed that the shots when he's walking and the camera's panned far away from him, it looks really good. But there are shots when his head looks really round when they're close-ups, and I just don't like those. But when he's walking from afar, very intimidating.
Indeed.
So,
And just their outfits in general are pretty good.
Yeah. Although in the trailer, I also noticed I think it's the eighth brother, the other Inquisitor. In the shot from the trailer, he really looks like a human in a costume. But in the series, not as much. So the trailer kind of did him bad, I guess.
Yeah, indeed. He's way better in the series.
Yeah. Although,
I mean, and plus they got a really good actor playing him, so that's also a plus.
Yeah, true. You remember the what are they called? The Pike Syndicate from the Book of Boba Fett. And the Pike Syndicate from the Clone Wars, and in Solo you see a single Pike. I've noticed that in the Book of Boba Fett they seem like humans in costumes a lot. But for some reason in the Solo movie, when you see the Pike, he really seems very accurate to the Clone Wars ones. I don't get the difference, why they made such a difference with the one in Solo and in the Book of Boba Fett.
You know, in Solo they kind of seem a bit shorter.
Yeah, they really look like humans in masks to me, at least.
Indeed. You know, that's what I was saying. Like at the start of the stream, it's more like cosplay than actual like Star Wars.
Yeah, and I think part of it is it's kind of the same thing with the Galactic Star Cruiser, where some of the hallways don't even really look like Star Wars. It's like you guys already made the sets once for the movies. Just make it screen accurate, and it'll feel like Star Wars. Like, how hard is it? Like, you already have all these characters. Just do the costumes like that.
You know, when you talk about the Star Cruiser hotel thing, have you seen the new comic that's coming out?
Yeah. With Anakin and Padme training with the belt thing.
It's so bad. They're trying to make the hotel relevant.
Yeah,
but it just got awful. No, seriously, it's how much is it? Is it $6,000, right?
Yeah. It's like, well, I wasn't going to spend $6,000, but since Anakin and Padme had their honeymoon here or whatever, of course now. It's just such a joke.
It's like get a Tesla, you know.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Gas
I don't
went
get
up
it.
$1 a gallon. Buy an electric car. Just drop $60,000 on a new car. Why not?
Yeah, but not anymore because Elon Musk evil, right?
Oh yes.
Now they can't.
Smart man bad.
Yeah. Unbelievable. I know your thoughts on Disney's grooming stuff.
Yes.
So it's kind of a, should I give him my money or not, or whatever. You know how that goes. Specifically because of the things that they're pushing, it's kind of a moral question at the end of the day, in a way. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, what do you think about this comment, Luke? That is also very true, because they could have just made a larger box and put Qui-Gon's lightsaber inside as well.
The thing is, that's specifically in the expand universe. You even have the
I forgot they don't care about the EU, right?
No, they don't care about the EU at all, but I still do. And you have those figures of Obi-Wan, like when he's in the desert, has like a backpack full of Clone Wars era stuff, pieces of clone armor, and you can see both Qui-Gon's and his and Anakin's lightsaber on his belt at the back of his backpack.
Yeah, but that was a fan who was doing the art, not actual Disney.
I think it's a part of the EU continuity officially. At the end of the day, I'm not really sure, but can't remember if it was mentioned in the Kenobi novel back in the day. So we're kind of mixed, on the series.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really tell a lot from 2 episodes, so we're just.
What about the Cassian trailer
for Andor?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I loved it. I've been telling people for a while, probably almost a year now, that I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on Andor. It's going to be so much better of a series than people are, giving it credit for. And I think largely because it doesn't really have to do with any established characters. I mean, Cassian Andor, we really only saw of him what we got in Rogue One, which wasn't that much.
That is
I've been
exactly
telling
what
people,
we were talking about before.
Yeah, like if they give us a spy thriller, then and it's a spy thriller that happens to be set in the Star Wars universe, it can be so epic and real, like a gritty, realistic storyline. It just happens to have Rebels and Empire.
Indeed.
Yeah. Have you seen
as Boba Fett says, try something new.
You're very. I think you're right regarding the Cassian Andor series specifically, because what I've noticed over the years is when they do legacy characters, they do a horrible job. Almost every time.
When they do something new, it's like they have way little room to screw something up.
The thing is, the best things, by my opinion at least, the best things that Disney has done so far are all new characters without using legacy characters. Rogue One, Rebels, Jedi Fallen Order.
Yep.
And it worked, at least for me, But the sequels, I think it's like no comment for that. Solo, Boba Fett, we all got kind of misplaced in his own series, and now we have Kenobi, but we'll see. But I think that's the main reason why Andor is going to be a better series than all the other live action ones. Even the Ahsoka one, I predict at least, because he's not a legacy character technically.
Right. There's nothing established in the people's minds, and so they're completely open-minded when they go to watch it. I didn't know what to expect going into Rogue One, other than it was going to be kind of like a war movie, which is part of the rebellion that we never got before that point. And with Andor in the trailer, it was just hitting all the right notes, with the CGI looking like straight out of Episode 3 on the shots of Coruscant and all the buildings, and the feel of Rogue One and some of the cinematography from Rogue One, and then also like the shots of the characters that felt like Mandalorian. Like it was just a good combination of the new type of Star Wars, the somewhat older type of Star Wars in Rogue One, and then what I consider to be the original 6 movies in the prequels. Like it just felt so good, and there's not really anything they can mess up aside from just having a poor storyline, because there's no characters that we're attached to in this series. And of course that doesn't count like cameos or whatever, but we're not dealing with any characters that we feel like they belong to us. You know, we don't feel like we own these characters because we don't have a stake in them yet.
The reason why I think the cameos like with Vader and Bail Organa and Leia worked in Rogue One is because they're very minimal and they can't screw anything up. Because even in Rebels, when you look at it, you had whole episodes which have a Lando Calrissian cameo for the whole episode and everything, but they're all like short stories, which is really hard to screw up because it's nothing important on the big scale, of the character. So that's why I think it works, and I guess that's why I think it will work again if they do some cameos, but nothing big. Usually when they do big, have big expectations and a lot of room to screw up if they misrepresent the character.
And it has to be tasteful. Like for example, the Darth Vader hallway scene at the end of Rogue One was so powerful because we didn't see any force powers, any lightsabers the entire time in the movie. We're dealing with mortals the entire time. And so when Darth Vader comes on the scene, it really puts in perspective how powerful a force user is, especially Darth Vader. There's nothing that the rebels can do. And so, like, sure, call it fan service that we got a cool hallway scene with Darth Vader. Call it a cameo, but it was kind of necessary. That's my alarm. Hold up.
The reason why I think it's probably the best fan service that I've seen Disney do since they started with all of this, specifically because what the Vader hallway scene does is it puts so much more pressure on the Death Star plans and how they barely managed to do it. It's like I don't even know how to explain it in English. I forgot the word specifically, but there's a lot more pressure. The stakes are much higher,
right,
and the sacrifices are much higher, specifically because of that. Because it was this close to get the plans, and it was all over. I kind of feel like they did a good job with that. Very close call, but it had to lead to A New Hope at the end of the day. Cal's story. I just hope it doesn't get woke. First one was good. No, seriously. Jedi Fallen Order was great, and let's hope the second one is good as well. But I'm not holding my breath. I can't do that anymore. I've learned to
and I also hope they keep the game mechanics to what they were in Jedi Fallen Order as well, because I really got used to them, and they're pretty good actually.
Yeah.
So as for the game mechanics, I hope they stay the same. And as for the story, I mean, the only thing I can say about the story is I hope they do the same with the story as they did in Jedi Fallen Order. So it's pretty enjoyable there, and I hope it's enjoyable now.
I have one last topic before we finish this. It would be that I feel there's too much content at the same time. I don't know. Do you guys feel that way as well? I just, I should be excited for everything, but I'm not because there's too much of it. Simple as that. It doesn't feel special to me anymore. That's my main problem with being a Star Wars fan. And it sucks. You want to be excited. You want to be happy when it comes out. And the worst part is that if, let's say, the Obi-Wan series was coming out 5 years ago, I would have been excited like a whole lot. But the problem is, after 5 years of the same old thing with Disney, and let's be fair, they really don't like the fandom at all. They like their fake fans for the most part, who don't give a shit about the lore, who are there for the Disney politics or whatever. But I think that they hate our guts, to be honest. Oh, hello there. You're back.
What hello there. My phone overheated.
Seriously.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not in my studio right now, which is why I'm voice only. But yeah, phone overheated, so that's why it kicked me off. But I do have to get going. But it was very nice talking with both of you guys.
Yep, thanks.
Indeed. Likewise.
All right, and everyone in the chat, I hope to see you over in my neck of the woods sometime. You don't have to subscribe, but it would be greatly appreciated.
Do
As
so,
I'm
guys.
working towards 1,000, getting ever so close. But
How are
yeah,
you doing with the watch hours? How many more do you need?
I am about halfway on watch hours. I'm almost to 2,000.
Mhm.
What do they say in Row One? How many do we need?
All
That's
right.
actually
Well,
a good
pleasure
one.
talking with you guys, and you guys are both welcome on my channel whenever I'm doing a stream. You can always pop on.
Well,
Gladly.
indeed.
We'll put a link
All
below
right.
so you guys can check out his channel. So just so you know.
Sweet. Well, everyone, thank you for good to see you. May the stash be with you, and I will see you wherever I
See you,
happen to
mate.
see you in the galaxy.
Indeed. Have a good
God
one,
bless, mate.
sir.
And
And
he's
there we
gone.
go. That's it for Coffee and Corban.
Yeah. So we're gonna go through a few comments. If you guys have anything you want to ask us now, now's the time. It's 2 a.m. in Serbia, and there's 100 degrees here in my room. So feel free to ask before we end it. It's been an hour already, so yeah. By the way, just want to show off this.
Ooh, that's the Slave 1 you built. And I
Yep.
also believe you have a Django Fett Slave 1, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. I'm gonna actually showcase it right. Yeah, why not? I'm actually gonna show you guys.
Yeah, show the
this
Django Fett Slave 1. That's actually way better because people
Yeah.
haven't seen that one.
So this is my work room, just so you know, and it's not my main room. My main room is full of Lego. Everything is, in its place. But this is just my work room. Have a lot of Legos, as you can see over there. I've been working on some projects. I don't know how much you guys like it. Oh, we have another super chat. I'll continue in a moment. Nice. Todd, I just have one question.
Hmm?
Would
'Cause I have-
you do you want us to share the Obi-Wan Kenobi fan film we're working on, the Machinima?
I don't think it's just the right time for that.
You think maybe a scene or two? No.
You know, I think we have to get the voices first, and then we'll share it with everybody.
Yeah, might as well not spoil it. Yeah.
I
When
mean, we also shared parts from it on Patreon, so you guys can check it out there. But when it comes to like the main channel, I think we'll just keep it low key until we get all the voices and we do everything, the editing and stuff.
We might as
Yeah.
well do a trailer when we finish the voices. The thing is, the whole thing is recorded like 3 weeks ago, but we're very busy working on the lore videos. Today, I've been sitting in this room like all day trying to finish the music aspect and the voice aspect of our big Obi-Wan video that's coming out hopefully tomorrow or the day after. And we have a lot of them coming. And yeah, we just didn't find the Obi-Wan voice we were looking at for yet. There were some that sent it to us, but we don't want it to sound like a fan film. We just want to try and get the best that we can out of it, And we're still developing the voice of Asharad Heth, Asharad, or whatever, however you
People
call
have a
him.
lot of ways of calling that guy. So yeah, I just call him
And-
Shard Heth for now, at least.
Yeah,
Although
and
he does have 2 T's at the end of the surname, so it's not really Heth. It should be Het.
Het,
But I
but it
don't
feels
really know.
right for him to
I'm
be
not a
Het.
native. I'm not a native speaker, so I can't really say.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna show you guys. This is where I usually make my Lego and stuff. It's in a bit of a
It's
mess.
the Polynesian spa.
And I
There
got
are
this
no
bad
words.
boy. I got this bad boy a few weeks ago.
Oh, is that the
It's
19?
the 1999 version of the X-wing.
Indeed.
And there's probably going to be not probably, eventually, one day when we get to it, there's going to be a review of it. And made 2 slave ones of my own, as you can see.
Oh, it's the Django Fett one.
This is the Django Fett, although it's built as a Boba Fett one.
Django Fett.
And yeah, I got the old Django Fett inside, as you can see.
What do they say in Clone? Actually, not in Clone Wars. The Battlefront 2 game. My work here is done. I expect my payment in the usual manner.
Yeah. And I also made a modern Lego mock of Django Slave 1. So now I have three mocks technically, and the UCS version. So yeah, but it's a bit of a mess, as you can see. Got this as well. But yeah.
Oh, the old TIE interceptor. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. Got a
You
lot
don't
more
see
Lego
that every
here.
day. You know,
Got
I
a lot
actually have a fine molds Slave 1, which is a very rare sight because they don't make it anymore. You know, I actually should screenshot that with my mobile and send it over to what's it called? The community tab on YouTube.
Yeah, you should
So people
actually.
can see, because it's a really rare sight. They don't make them anymore.
Yep. If I remember correctly, it won a competition, right?
It won several competitions, actually.
Yeah. That's pretty nice, I guess.
Yeah, so I got the model and I've got the mini Boba Fett with it as well.
Oh, by the way, when it comes to that, you guys know how much this guy's worth?
Oh, is that the old Boba Fett?
Yep, with the prints, the leg
Ooh.
prints and everything.
Nice. Where's the rifle, though?
This is the rifle.
Oh,
The
this
old
is the
one.
rifle. Okay.
Although I got a custom one for my white Boba Fett. Yep, as you can see.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. Got him there. And also, I managed to get a hold of, you guys remember this set from 2000s? The Droid Eka with the old Kenobi. For some reason, lately, I'm really trying to get as many old sets as I can. I really enjoy them for some reason. The nostalgia is huge. And the one specific Lego theme that I'm really missing and I'm trying to collect more of is called Rock Raiders. I don't know if any of you know it. It's from 1999. I don't know if it's familiar for you, but it uses the turquoise color quite a bit, or whatever color that is. No, it's not turquoise. Sorry.
It
My
doesn't
brain
matter.
stopped. Sorry. Yeah, and you get the first ever big fig from Lego. So yeah.
Now that you mention it, is this the first time we're gonna get Kaminoans in Lego?
Yes, it is. The
Yeah.
new Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Starfighter from Episode 2, the Delta 7, is coming with a Kaminoan, and it's it's I forgot her name.
It doesn't matter.
It's not Nala Se, it's Tan Wei. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're getting her, and I saw the Inquisitors from the Kenobi series set.
You know, now that you
But I'm not
finally
gonna-
have the snow Boba Fett, you can finally say, "No one ever complained about the cold on Hoth. We never felt it."
Mhm. Honestly, the scene with the clone trooper, the beggar,
That
I
was
think
pretty cool.
I think that's my favorite part from the series so far. I can't say that I enjoyed the whole series so far or everything. I dislike quite a bit of things.
I like that he
But there-
still stayed in his armor.
Yeah, that's a really cool part.
Mhm.
But what I do appreciate with these things, even from Disney, even if the series is crap, like Boba Fett, for example, I appreciate that it has a lot of nice scenes that can be used for some video edits and stuff like that, which is what I usually look for in the series, because hoping for it to be the best it can be is a bit too much, unrealistic, in my opinion. So, has some nice moments which can be used for other
They do.
stories, just like the beggar thing. I love that, honestly. That was a really good part.
It's kind of sad that we didn't get to see the lightsaber from Obi-Wan.
They're probably saving it for a big moment,
I know. Because then they can sell the Black Series lightsabers.
I just can't get over the feeling that if this came out 5 years ago, it probably would have been better. Expectation would be higher. This way, there's simply so much Star Wars that I just don't feel it, and it's sad. I should be overjoyed for it, but I'm not.
But then again, it's
Sadly.
only the first 2 episodes, so we're gonna have to see what it leads to.
Tomorrow when I wake up, it's off to editing the videos, and hopefully you guys are gonna enjoy it. I've been
Indeed.
editing for like 3 weeks now. That's how much work it is. But yeah,
All right. Well, with that thought, let's go ahead and finish this.
yep.
All right, guys.
it.
Well, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.
And one more thing, guys. Just want to share this. We're trying to promote our Patreon as much as we can these days because just want to let you know, guys. On YouTube, the US takes 30% of everything we own since last year, since Let's Go Brandon came, and they have this new law regarding the taxes and everything. So they take 30% of everything we make. And if you guys ever want to help us, it will be much better on Patreon than on YouTube because they take a whole lot of it, So you're technically throwing money to them. So just, if you want to help us out, Patreon's the way. And we're sharing a lot of things there, as Sim the Despot can see because he's a patron. I remember him very well. So yeah, we're trying to be regular. We have a lot of extra content over there. And for everyone helping us out with it, thanks a lot. And thank you all for the super chats. We really appreciate it still, of course.
Indeed.
So yeah, I'm done. That's it. That's it, guys. And enjoy the content if you can. I hope you guys stick around.
Well, in that case, let's go ahead and close this thing off. And I hope you guys have a good evening or day, wherever you are. And yeah, hope to see you in the next one.
Yeah,
God bless.
God bless, guys.